Hello, my name is Bruce Creatori, and this speech explains why youth sport is an important factor to reduce physical inactivity in our nation today. Physical inactivity in both youth and adults is a growing problem in the United States. Combating this issue needs to start early in childhood so health issues do not continue for our future adults. There is a lack of emphasis placed on the importance of physical activity in youth sport. This is a troubling trend as the decline of physical activity is a major concern which can lead to devastating consequences, including the rising rate of obesity and cardiovascular diseases across the nation. What is sport and why is it important? Sport is physical activity which is organized and usually competitive and played on a team. Organized sports come to be highly valued in comparison to other activities because they are culturally valued, highly visible, and made for children to achieve. Making physical activity part of one's development in the early years through youth sports may be key to stop this. Introducing and promoting organized youth sport will not only lead to physical development, but also moral development and psychological development in social environments. First and foremost, the most obvious benefit of physical activity and participation in sports is physical health development. Children ages 5 to 17 years old are recommended moderate to vigorous activity for 60 minutes a day. There is research indicating that regular maintenance of this level of activity can result in increased physical fitness, reduced body fat, enhanced bone health, and reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety. Those who do not follow the recommended time boost the effects of a sedentary lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle is associated with a person who has no or irregular physical activity, also known as a couch potato. And as you can see, this definition is clearly from dictionary.com. Children who are active through sport are more likely to be physically active in adulthood, rather than those who do not participate. Being taught from the beginning develops positive attitudes towards exercise and is more likely to be effective. The opposing side, however, argues the physical activity may be too much on some children. The goal of youth sports participation is to promote lifelong physical activity, recreation, and skills of healthy competition, but some would say that youth sports seem to become distant from that goal. Excessive pressure from parents and coaches lead to children's overuse and overtraining. Frank Brady, author of Children's Organized Sports, presents factors associated with dropout rates in sports. Some include parental pressure, emphasis on winning, a child's lack of fun, and negative coaching. Adult figures who are associated with youth sport participants should appreciate that their children are playing the game for the fun of it. Pushing a child to the edge with sports may distance a child from the sport or may even feel the urge to drop out. If parents and coaches were to stop pressuring their kids, they would actually be able to experience the benefits youth sports has to offer. The excessive pressure may also lead to injuries. Young athletes are more prone to stress fractures, tendonitis, and damage to growth plates. Although this problem may occur occasionally, it is mostly due to the adult figures associated with the child. As physical habits transition to adulthood, some studies show that the morals are developed as well. The character building aspect of sports is one of the most discussed arguments that is used to urge children's involvement in sports. Team sports seems to be more associated with moral developments compared to individual sports. Some individual sports include swimming, golf, and wrestling. Although individual sports may help with the development of individual skills and self-esteem, team sports help build character because they teach discipline, how to work in a group, and how to have good sportsmanship. From the psychological perspective, a child must reach a level of maturity that allows him or her to understand the competitive process. Studies show that an understanding of the competitive process leads to the awareness of the nature of individual roles within a cooperating group. Again, the concept of healthy competition is introduced and further enhanced in a team environment. Healthy competition encourages ambition, motivation, and courage. These behaviors and lessons learned from working together on teams can be carried forward to their professional and adult lives. Children also become more familiar with organized structures by playing on team sports. They must manage relationships with adult authority figures, learn the rules and strategies used in their sport, and abide by the schedule of practices and games that are given. I had also found research that included the feedback from the parents of children participating in youth sports. Many parents believe that organized sports keep children out of trouble, provides constructive activity, valuable lessons such as achievement, teamwork, commitment, and competition. And all of these are lessons that build good character. In conclusion, making physical activity part of one's development in the early years is critical, and youth sports should be the envisioned way of doing so. It should be the national goal for parents, coaches, and educators to promote children to become involved in youth sports. This generation's children will be the adults of the next generation. It is obvious that active people are at lower risk of developing critical medical conditions. Today, many people who are dealing with diabetes, high blood pressure, or even strokes may have been able to prevent this problem by becoming involved with sports as a child.